guys, in today's class we're going to focus on arms and a little bit coordination and of course core. So have some weights handy. If you don't have any weights, you can use anything that you have around that has a little bit of weight to it that's easy to hold on to, like a bottle of water, can of food, maybe a shampoo bottle if it's not huge, but something that you can easily hold on to as we go. And then if you have a yoga block or something similar, we're just going to use it as we get started. And we're just going to place it in between our inner thighs. So if you don't have a block, something similar. I'm going to put mine there, and let's get started. We'll start lying down. Have your weights within reach. And place one on either side so that they're ready to go. Make sure that you're even and centered on your mat. I have a tendency lately to not pay attention to that, so I'm going to be better at that. So, making your way down onto the ground, have the knees bent. Have your feet flat. Have your legs be about hip distance apart or far enough apart to hold on to whatever you have between your thighs. You don't need to have something there. Just a little added extra thing to work those inner thigh muscles, but to also help with alignment. Just take a couple of breaths here before we get started. Check in with the body. Exhale out any tension, any tightness. And turn your head side to side if you feel your neck is starting to grip. Just doing a little mental check-in with yourself and with your body. Feeling the feet on the ground, feeling all the toes down, inner and outside edges of the feet and heels. If you feel a little bit unstable or out of alignment where you are, go ahead and adjust as needed. I'm going to grab onto your weights. Now your palms face in towards you. I'm going to keep the elbows hugging the body. See where your shoulders naturally want to go. Mine are a little bit lifted, so I'm going to make a choice to open them. I'm thinking that that upper arm bone is rotating down. I'm pressing my shoulder blades onto the ground, onto my mat. I'm going to bend my elbows, and I'm going to feel even more of my back down on the mat. My tailbone is anchored down as well, and the back of my head is down, the bottoms of my feet are down. Paying attention to those anchor points. Keeping the elbows hugging the body. Just going to reach the arms up and bend the arms down. Reaching up and bending down. As we're going, we're trying to move symmetrically. So you want to make a little note, pay attention if one arm is moving faster or slower. If you feel out of alignment, like is one arm kind of opening to the side, not going directly up, make sure they're extending directly up, directly down, directly up and down. If you want to think even more with what those shoulders are doing, I'm pressing my shoulder blades down even more as I reach my arms up, so that when my arms go, my shoulders are going. I'm not collapsing or closing off my chest, but I'm opening, opening, opening. We're going to add a piece to this. I'm going to leave the arms long, staying symmetrical. Keep holding on to what you have so that it doesn't fall, especially on you. You don't want that. So I'm just bending my elbow to take my hands towards my head and back. And this is where you want to stop the movement. Don't let gravity, just let your hand go and the weight. So we're working against gravity, we're working against that weight as well. Your upper arm stays where it is. Elbow bends, so just the lower arm moves. We're still opening the shoulders. Let's do two more. We're going to flow through some things. We're going to do another one. You're going to bend the elbows down, and then you'll take the hands down. Elbows bend, and hands go down. We're keeping the core connected so that the ribs don't open. I'm still opening my shoulders, and I still feel like I'm hugging my body with my arms. We're going to combine those three, and we're going to add a curl up of the head and the shoulders. If this combining of the three confuses you, if you're not there yet, just go through all three again on their own. That's valid as well. So I'm going to pause for a minute with my arms long. I'm going to loosen my hands. Check in with your hands. Make sure that you're not like death grip on the weights like I just was. So I'm going to bend my elbows. I'm going to reach long to the ceiling. Go overhead. Reach long. Elbows bend. Arms lengthen. Head and shoulders curl up. Elbows bend as the head lowers. And we repeat. Straight. Bend back. Straight. Elbows down. Curl up. Weights down. And lower. And lift, and bend, and straighten, elbows down, curl up, and lower, and up. Elbows bend, and straight. We're going to add another curl up. We're going to go down. We're going to go up. We're going to go down and stay down. We're going to come up, and down, and up. Stay down. Elbows bend back, and to the ceiling. Curl up. Stay up. Stay up. Stay up. Stay up. Stay lifted. Elbows bend, and down. We do 2 more sets. Stay curled up. Make sure you breathe. We do 1 more set. Elbows bend, reach to the ceiling, bend back, and straight, and bend, and lower everything down. Release those hands for a moment. Wiggle those fingers. Turn that head to one side. Wiggle those hips a little if you need to. Turn the hips to the other side if you want as well. Coming back center. We're going to rotate palms to the ground. We're going to curl up. We're going to reach those arms long. We're going to pump those arms just like in our hundreds. And then we're going to pause. We're going to bend the elbow, keep the palms facing the direction that they're facing. A little tricep curls here. We're going to do 3 more. And 2. And 1. I'm going to stay lifted, rotate palms to the ceiling. I'm going to pulse up. We'll do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted. 5. That curls here. 3. We'll do 2. 1. Rest everything down just a moment. Rotate palms back down. Take those legs to tabletop. Flex or point the feet, your choice. I'm going to point my feet. We're going to do that set 1 more time. Reaching up, palms down. We'll pause for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tricep curls for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted, palms up, pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 bicep curls, and 4. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Rest everything down. Set those weights down. Wiggle those fingers around. Remove that block if you had it. Alright, we've got another thing in this position, but let those arms open for a minute if you need to. Take a moment if you need. When you're ready, we're going to bring those legs back to tabletop. We're going to keep working with those weights. We're going to do a little more with coordination. So, taking the legs to tabletop, flex those feet, toes to the ceiling. Reach the arms up to the ceiling, palms are facing in. Keep the arms where they are for now. Keep the bend in the knee. Take the right heel down, and up, and left. Once you feel good about these legs, the pelvis is not moving, low abs are working, all that, we're going to add a bend of the elbow to take the hand behind, like we've already done, in opposition to the leg. So when the right heel goes, the left arm goes, and vice versa. If you want to try to get that weight to the ground behind you, that is an option. It might not be possible to do that and maintain the alignment of your shoulders. So don't forfeit your alignment or your comfort, we'll say, to try to get that weight to the ground. It doesn't have to go all the way down. You can curl on up if you want to. Let's do 3 more sets. And 2. When the arm is not moving, it's straight. And last one. Good. Resting down. Whew. All right, we're going to set those weights down. So we're going to use them for a minute. Take those fingers out. Turn that head side to side. You're going to take your legs long towards the ceiling and do little leg circles. You can allow the legs to rotate. Try not to let your pelvis move. Just do about 1 more. Do about 5 in each direction. When you bring those legs together, try not to let them bounce. We want them to come directly together. and then stay together. Got 2 more in this direction. And I'm going to pause. I'm going to grab my weights. There they go. Legs, you're going to do the same thing. We're just going to add the arms, and they're going to mimic what the legs are doing. So everything is long. I'm going to circle and circle. Your torso is still unstable. Hips and shoulders are aligned. Think about your torso as a rectangle. The corners down and stabilizing. Let's reverse. If you want to add a curl up of the head and the shoulders, you can curl up and down, or you can stay lifted. 1 or 2 more. 1 more if you want. And then resting down. Take a little rock side to side. Loosen up that low back if you need to. Whew, all right. Come on up. Flip on over onto hands and knees. We're going to let the weights be for a moment. So just taking a little round and a little arch and do a little cat-cow just to move the spine around for a moment. We're still breathing. It's very humid here today. Once you feel like your back has been articulated to your legging, you can take your butt side to side. I almost said your tail. I mean, it is. It's our tailbone. Imagine that you have a tail. Take a quick little child's pose if it feels good. All right. Now, you can stay on, let's stay on our hands for this one. I'm going to actually rotate myself around. That works better for me. I take 1 foot back, and then step the other foot back. Actually, come to a little down dog first. And just drop 1 heel and then the other, pedaling through those feet. And then from this down dog, we're going to go to a plank position, push up position, shoulders over wrists. Back of the body is long, abs are lifting. Options, so you can stay here and breathe. Lift 1 foot off and the other foot off. I'm feeling that same opening of my shoulders, rolling away. Build some push-ups. Pause where you are. Keep that plank position. For 3, 2, 1. Bend the elbows. Push back up. Bend the elbows. Push back up. 1 more. Push back up. And then push to a down dog. You can also take a child's pose stretch if you would like. We do a variation of that. You can stick with that. You can also do a plank position on your forearms and elbows if it's too much on your wrists. And you can do this variation also on your forearms and elbows. It'll work slightly different muscles, but whatever you would prefer. So, make your way back out to plank. You're going to lift your right foot off, just enough to point through that foot. From there, you're going to lift to down dog. You can walk your hands in a little bit. Try to not open that right hip, but keep that right hip where it is. Come back to plank. Lift to down dog. And plank. Down dog. And plank. 1 more down dog. And plank. We're going to switch to the other side right away. Lifting the left. Down dog. Make sure those hips stay even. Don't turn out that left leg. Don't lift the left leg so much that your hip moves. Whew. Let's do 1 more. And then pause. You can be in down dog, or you can be in child's pose. Lifting the heels and lowering if you're in down dog. And then eventually make your way down to child's pose. Let the knees be wide, let the feet be together. Stretch those arms long. All right. I'm going to come back to that position in a moment and do some side leg work in the meantime. So, Have those weights handy again. You can use your block as a little pillow for your head if you would like, or you can just have your hand supporting your head. So I'm going to find the left side of your body. Want your legs to be stretching long. You can have, again, left hand, or you can have a block or a ball or something you want. So I'm going to be directly on top of that left hip. Don't let that right hip move. I'm going to have the legs long. We're going to grab the weight in a moment, or whatever you have for your weight. But first, we're just going to lift and lower. Stay parallel. Controlling that leg down. If you want an added challenge, and if this works for your body and what you're using as a weight, it's just something that I was just playing around with on myself. So I don't know if this is going to work for everybody. It probably won't, because we're all built differently. But if you want to try, put your weight on around your hip bone at a place where it's going to stay. If it's not possible and you still want to have something, if you have a bean bag, if you have like a bag of rice that you can put rice in like a Ziploc bag or something and like have it there, just something with like some weight that will stay, and we're going to use that as a guide to make sure that that hip does not move. So if you want to do a few more of what we just did, keeping that weight there, it tells you if that hip is moving. It'll make you work deeper. Movement will be smaller, and that's okay. If you want to keep whatever you have there, you can keep it there. We're going to do little circles. Little circle. One more little circle. And then reverse. Circle. Circle. And circle. Flex that foot. Keep that hip reaching away. Bending that knee towards the front edge of your mat. And then straighten that leg out long. Bending that knee in. Straightening out long. Bending in. And out. Two more, bending in. And out. And last one, bending in. And out. Rest that leg down for a minute and remove that weight if you had it there. Bring those legs to a forward tabletop position. Knees are still, both knees are bent now. You're going to grab onto the weight, one of the weights, with your right hand. We're going to have the arm towards the ceiling. So my shoulder is not up by my ear, but it's down. My shoulder blade is rolling back on my back. I'm still thinking about this top hip reaching away. I'm going to bend my elbow, and I'm going to open my shoulder. I'm going to bring my elbow behind my back. I'm going to reach back up. Elbow goes behind the back and back up. Keep the arm going. Directly on the left side of that body. Lift that right leg hip height. Coordination now. Still working abs, still working arms. We're going to take the leg towards the back and towards the front. Towards the back. As far back as you can go. And then towards the front. So the elbow, your arm is bending and straightening. Your leg is staying bent. Similar to what we did on our backs. The coordination piece that we did on our backs. If this coordination doesn't work for you, you don't have to do the arm, but you do the leg work. Let's do two more. So two more, and my mind is elsewhere. Take the arm towards your back. Keep it back there. Rotate the leg back. Come forward. Rotate back. Come forward. Rotate back. Come forward. Rotate back. Come forward. One more. Rotate back. This is awkward coordination. Come forward. We're going to reverse. Parallel to the back. Rotate to come forward. Parallel back. Rotate to come forward. I kind of feel like I look like a frog. Let's do one more. And then rest down. Set that weight down. Move that block out of the way. Shift your body just a little more forward. Rotate your back towards the ground. Let's get that right shoulder down and take a twist. Right arm is extended long. Have that right hand open. Let the fingers relax. And then when you're ready, no hurry, release that stretch. Come onto your back for a moment. Do a figure four stretch right here. Cross the right ankle over the left leg. Hold on to that left leg. Stretch out that right hip. So as hip flexor. Maybe IT bend a little bit. You can rotate ankles if you need to. Do 1 or 2 more breaths here, whatever you need. And then uncross. So when you're ready, make your way onto your right side. Bring those weights with you. And your block with you if you were using it. So you're going to lie down on the right side. With the legs extended long. Having your legs a little more forward on the mat will be a little more stabilizing, and having them further back will be a little more challenging, wherever you want them to be. If you want to start with that weight on your hip right away, you can. Or you can do without. So abs are engaging right away. We're going to lift the leg up and then press down. Lengthen to lift and press down. So the hip does not move at all. Lengthen to lift and lower. Make sure that you're directly on the right side. It's your left leg that's lifting and lowering. If you're choosing not to have this weight here, you can have your hand here. You can have the hand on the ground if you need it for support. You can have it up. You can also be holding onto a weight already if you would like to hold onto a weight. I'm going to do some circles. Ooh, just 3 in each direction. You can let that left leg be turned out. Reverse in directions. 1, and 2, and 3, and down. Bend the knees. Oops, I knew I forgot something. Go back. Not done yet. Straighten out those hips. Bend that left knee towards the front. And back. So I'm going to show without the weight, just because I did the weight on the other side. So when you bend in, I'm not bending in as much as I can and letting my butt lift, but I'm bending in as much as I can without letting my hip move, and it's to about here. I can bring my leg further up, but my hip is lifted as well. So we're trying to strengthen the lower abdominals. We're trying to keep the hips aligned. We're trying to not grip in that hip flexor, thinking about that front of the hip, that it's just bending or folding in half in that crease. And the more that you can keep your hip where it is, the more you're going to feel it in your butt, which is where we want you to feel it. Go back to having that weight. Ooh. Yeah, if it doesn't work for you to have that weight there, if you can have something, fashion something to put there, it really makes you work deeper, which is awesome. Okay, now we can set that off. Now we can bend both knees. Hips are still stacked. Spine is nice and long. Grab onto the weight. You can have one there if you want, and you can have one in your hand. I'm going to have one just in my hand for this one. So we're going to lift that top leg off. We're going to go parallel to the back and parallel to the front. This is what the leg is going to do, and for the following, the leg is staying bent as well. So in your brain, no, the shape of my leg is staying as it is. So I'm free to do what I want with my left hand. If I'm able to lift it off, I'm going to lift it off. We can do the same thing that we did on the other side, where we bend the elbow, open the shoulder. Try not to let your back arch. reverse coordination for my own brain. So when my leg goes back, my elbow goes back. It's good to challenge our brains with this coordination stuff. Let's do 2 more. And we'll go right into our circles. Rotate back, parallel forward. Rotate back, parallel forward. We're just going to do 3 more. You want to add an arm. Add an arm. Oof, 1 more. And then we're going to reverse, parallel back, rotate to come forward. If adding that arm is making your alignment all out of whack, don't add the arm, just keep your arm still. It's affecting me a little bit, so I'm going to keep mine still for now. 1 more. Woo. And rest down. Set that weight down. Move that block. Shift forward a little bit. Turn your back to the left. Take your back down, turn your head to the left. Enjoy that twist, enjoy that stretch. Deep inhale, deep exhale, let your left hand relax and open. A couple more breaths here. When you're ready, we'll do that figure 4 stretch. Ooh. Coming onto your back. Center yourself on your mat. Press that left leg over the right. Hold onto the right. Even here when we're stretching, I'm thinking my shoulders are draping open. They're not lifted or lifted. Rotate the ankles here if you would like. Got 1 more series of things to do. We're going to work our back a little bit more, and we're going to work our extension a little bit more. Okay. So, sitting nice and tall on those sit bones, stretch those arms out long, keep the ribs closed, the abs activated, and just circle. And reverse. And circle, reverse. And last time, reverse. Bring the elbows. Rotate palms face towards your front. Arms are in this goalpost type position. Laying the shoulder blades down and on the back. We're going to bring the elbows down and in. And we're going to reach back to that goalpost. Down and in. Back to that goalpost. 2 more. Last one. Right. And left. Right. And left. 1 more time, right. And left. Almost there. Reach the right long. Back to goalpost. And left long. Goalpost. So, all of this, we're trying not to lift the shoulders. We're trying to stabilize those shoulder blades on the back. So that doesn't mean that your arm is going to go straight up. It means that it's going to go up from where you start and where you can, keeping the shoulder and the shoulder blade down. Oh my goodness, last one. Okay. Let's do one more thing in this position since we're sort of here. I'm going to turn so we can see. So elbows are going to be in, and elbows are going to be back. Actually, arms are going to be in, like so. Sitting nice and tall. You can sit however you want to sit, however is comfortable for you. You're just going to reach out and back, out and back, out and back, and back, and 4, 3. This is a bone in the collarbone. Last one. From here, little bicep curl. Just a little one. We're going to do 10 more. We'll do 10, 9, 8, 7, don't slouch, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You're going to be on your stomach. I'm just going to where it was. Okay. And then let's start without the weights. Have hands stacked one on top of the other. Take your forehead down to your hands. Bring your shoulder blades down your back. The tops of your feet down to the tops of your toes will stay down. If you need to, you're going to tuck your pelvis just a little bit. Press the pubic bone down. Lift, head, hands, heart. And lower down. Lift, head, hands, heart. And down one more time. Stay lifted. Bring the elbows to the sides of the body. Grab onto those weights. I hope they were close. And then bring your hands together with the weights. Rest down. Be mindful of your face. We're going to lift with the weights. We're going to open the elbows to the ribs. And back. Stay lifted. 2 more. Elbows to the ribs. And back. 1 more. And rest down. One last thing in this position. Arms are behind you. Palms are to the ceiling. And lift the head, lift the chest, lift the arms, pulsing up. Open the shoulders, don't let them drop. Turn your head to the right. Turn your head to the left. One more time right. One more time left. Center. Stay lifted. And rest. Down. Back side to side. You can let those weights go. Take another child's pose stretch. If it feels good. When you're ready, tuck your toes under. Push back into a down dog. Bending your knees as you need. Walk your feet towards your hands. Hang your body forward. Slowly round on up.